America, our churches and our pulpits must wake up. 6 pro-lifers who were convicted of charges related to the FACE Act earlier on Tuesday gathered alongside their friends and family outside of the federal courthouse in Nashville, Tennessee, to sing and pray just minutes after being found guilty. The 6... I should give their name. Chet Gallagher of Tennessee, Coleman Boyd of Mississippi, Heather Idoni of Michigan, Carl Zastro of Michigan, Paul Vaughn of Tennessee, and Dennis Green of Virginia. They all face up to 10.5 years in prison and fines worth $260,000 after being convicted of conspiracy against the rights and violation of the FACE Act, a federal law criminalizing the use of force or threats of force that prevent someone from ascending into an abortion facility. Let me just tell you something. I saw the video. There were no threats and there was no force. They were standing on the side of the hallway, praying. Despite the steep punishment they face after the convictions, the 6 remained in good spirits. These are the kind of people that will bring blessings from heaven. These are the kinds of people that when all is said and done, the next generation goes, that person was a hero. Despite the steep punishment they face after the conviction, the 6 remained in good spirits and proceeded to sing and pray outside of the Fred Thompson Courthouse immediately after the verdict was announced. The jury, composed of 8 women and 4 men, took just under 4 hours to find all 6 defendants guilty of all charges brought against them by the Biden administration. They said, quote, "This is just normal Christianity. We love Jesus, we take the hits, and then we win." As he spoke to the crowd, many family members were fighting back tears that had gathered outside the courthouse. He urged those present to write letters to the convicted, including Idoni, who is being held in a Washington, D.C. prison over a similar case. The group sang hymns like "Holy, Holy, Holy," "All is Well with My Soul," and "Amazing Grace," and also read passages like Psalm 91. This is in Nashville, Tennessee. We have got to wake up. Our system has been so corrupted because we have allowed it to be this way. New York City Councilman Yusef Salaam, a member of the Central Park Five, was pulled over in Harlem by police on Friday, just days ahead of a council vote on legislation that would bury police in paperwork over low-level stops. Salaam complained about the traffic stop, suggesting he had been pulled over without a reason and that racial bias was a factor. However, the cop was wearing a body cam. He apparently he was stopped. And you see on the body cam, he says, I don't even know why I was pulled over. He said, instead of answering my question, the officer stated, "We're done here," and he proceeded to walk away. The fact the officer did not provide a rationale for the stop, which have been the only legal stop at a level 3 reasonable suspicion or higher is required for a vehicle stop, calls into question how the NYPD justifies its stops of New Yorkers and highlights the need for greater transparency to ensure they're all constitutional. Yeah, unfortunately for him. Why did the cops stop him? Because he had an out-of-date license plate from a different state that was 3 years out of step. He had moved to New York 3 years before, never changed it. I don't know. You get stopped for that? I would. Then when he was stopped. Now remember, this guy said, we We know the danger that is out there every time a black man in particular gets behind the wheel of a car. The other reason why the cop stopped him is because his windows were tinted so heavily that it couldn't see the... You want to stop for a race? He couldn't see through the window to see what color the driver was. When he approached the car, he said, "Could you roll down the back window, please?" Because a cop had been shot by somebody with tinted windows like that in the back seat. Then he looks in, no threats lurking behind. He identifies himself, and Salam interrupts him, saying, "I'm council member Salam, this district, District 9. What did the cop say back to him? See, this is where the racial bias really comes in. He said, "Oh, okay, have a good one. You're working, right?" "Yeah, take care, sir." That's what happened. If this guy stays on the council in New York City, write it off. If you can get away with besmirching and probably would have gotten this guy fired had it not been for his body cam, and he was this polite, what will these people do to you? Nothing matters to them. Nothing matters. Look at all the crime that is happening. And what are they doing? They're going after religious people who are singing hymns? This is such an important election. You've got to sign up to make sure that you are on the board so you can see and you can be somebody who is watching the polls, watching the counting. I want Republicans there. I want Democrats there. I want independents there. I don't want just one side. I want honest brokers. I don't know, because I think that's what most people in America want. It's got to be 90% of the people say, I don't care if my side loses if it is fair. But I don't want any corruption. Well, unfortunately, all the people of power want that corruption because they can use it to divide us and to control us. By the way, more news on Michelle Obama. And I'm telling you, I think this is going to happen. Sources now claim money men behind Michelle could be the best candidate against Donald Trump. Money men have been contacted by, apparently in 2022, a trial balloon by Michelle Obama and her husband to test if they can get support from Wall Street, etc. She said, "If I'm running and I ask for your support, what would you back me?" Apparently. Then she's just gone on to a podcast. She admitted her concerns on Jay Shetty's podcast On Purpose, telling him what's going to happen in this next election. "I'm terrified what could possibly happen because our leaders matter. Who we select, who speaks for us, who holds that bully pulpit. It affects us in ways sometimes I think people take for granted. The fact that people think that the government, does it really even do anything?" And I'm like, oh my God, our government does everything for us. Mm-hmm. And we can't take this democracy for granted. I worry sometimes that we do. These are the things that keep me up at night. Now, as Megyn Kelly points out, she doesn't have a book out. She doesn't have anything that she was promoting. Who called and said, "Hey, you know what? You should do this podcast with Michelle Obama"? What happened there? And why is she saying this? I don't know. Could be nothing. But I just want to point out to Stu, who likes to lose money in bets.
My gambling record is incredible. I mean, I don't even think it's not even gambling for me. I just win. That's all.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you still working here then?
I need to get enough money to get into the
big bets.
The big bets. Yeah,
okay.
I'm not high enough level yet to quit completely.
Okay.
I'm working on it though.
So I see the market here. Joe Biden has an implied probability of 80%. But he is, you have to, how does this work when it's negative 400?
So negative 400 means you bet $400 to win $100.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're, in other words, the overwhelming favorite if you're minus 400.
Okay, so Hillary Clinton plus 5,000, Gretchen Whitmer plus 10,000, Robert Kennedy plus 6,600, Tulsi Gabbard plus 6,600, Elizabeth Warren plus 5,000, Kamala Harris 1,900, Dean Phillips up
plus 1,900. So that means basically 19 to 1.
Yeah. Okay. Gavin Newsom 800 to 1, and Michelle
that'd be like 8 to 1.
8. I don't get.
So you bet $10, you get $80 if you win.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Michelle Obama plus 400. What does that mean?
Bet $10, get $40 if you win.
Okay. And Joe Biden negative 400.
Bet $40, get $10.
So Michelle Obama was nowhere on this list until recently. She's now popped up.
I mean, look, people like you are going to spend their money on Michelle Obama to win the nomination. She is...
Want to make a bet?
Sure.
What do you want to bet?
What would you like to bet?
Well, the last time we made a bet was years and years ago where you had to go onto the steps of the Philadelphia Art Museum.
Wow, you remember that, huh?
Oh, I do.
The mid-2000s, Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I really wanted the day off to go to the game.
Right.
You made me wager with you that if the Eagles lost, I had to stand on the steps of the Rocky Museum and say Rocky was a loser too.
Yeah.
That was...
like all of Philadelphia, Rocky was a loser too. And it made you very popular.
I was very popular and somehow made it out of there alive.
Right.
But lived to enjoy an actual Super Bowl championship. So I don't know what kind of precedent you're setting here with this wager. Look, if you actually... Because what you have outlined with Michelle Obama is a plausible theory of something that could theoretically happen.
Yeah.
Do you actually believe that it would happen?
I do.
More than 50%?
Yeah.
What? Give me a number. 75%?
60.
60%. How about we'll do 50-50. We'll give even odds. And I'll say it's going to be Joe Biden. You say it's going to be Michelle Obama.
So what does that mean? Even odds. You just get what?
You bet $10, you win $10.
Okay. So let's bet $1,000.
$1,000.
Put your money where your mouth is. $1,000.
So you're saying you're going to give me $1,000 if Joe Biden is the nominee for the Democrats?
No, wait. Mm-hmm. If he is the guy running when the election happens.
When the election happens?
Yeah. If he's the guy running when the election happens.
Like he's the guy on the ballot, he's the guy we're voting for or against on that day. Michelle,
and it's not some technicality where like he's still on the ballot.
Right, okay. I'm willing to be totally yes, I'm in.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
I'm in.
$1,000.
$1,000.
You got it. All right. It's public bet.
Public bet.
Can't back out of it. Mm-hmm. I, of course, can always say that's not what America heard.
That is what you'll say.
No, it's not. I will not welch on that bet. I think there is a very strong chance that she's the one.
I think it's plausible. I just think my value here is really good.
Now, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I think she's the one that could change everything. So is this a well-spent $1,000? Because if I'm saying, it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. We've learned that in presidential.
You're hedging your life. I love the hedging your life. I do it all the time.
Right. That's right. It is worth $1,000 to me.
Yeah.
That she doesn't run.
Right. Tempt the fates.
The fates. Yes, yes.